Praise God, folks. This is Truth Speaker. Coming to you with just a brief vid. It's informative. It's about Negroes, our black people, and why they vote Democratic. And you see the snow falling. Now this has two titles. The first and main title is The Democratic Snow Job on Negroes. But now, the main reason why a lot of African Americans today think that black people are Democrats because Dr. Martin Luther King, they think, was a Democrat. So the real title is Dr. King was a Republican and / Negros Love the Clintons. I just would like to correct outright bold-faced lie that was told to Americans, not by Republicans, not by all white people, but by these so-called black self-reported black civil rights leaders. That Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Democrat. That is a lie. Dr. King never endorsed any political candidate. He never did. It's not written anywhere. Anybody said anything different, it's a lie. Dr. King was neither a Democrat or a Republican. I know his own niece said yes, he was a conservative. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Dr. King's views were those who were best for his people and America. That's who got his vote. But Dr. King himself, he never said anywhere to anyone that he was a Democrat. He never said anything to any. He talked about Lyndon B. Johnson too. In other words, a lot of things. Well, we won't go into that. That's for another vid. But he said that the Republican Party, some of them, geared its policies to programs of racism and extremism. He said some. But he said the same thing or close to it about the Democratic Party. And he's, matter of fact, Dr. King told Harry Belafonte, the actor, they came into the room and Dr. King sat down and Harry Belafonte said, "What's wrong, brother?" Because Dr. King, he noted, was looking kind of melancholy. He said, I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house. Now, I'll expound on that statement in the next vid. And when I tie this all in, nobody will be able to deconstruct my argument because it's 100% factual. That you can Google it and look it up anywhere and see, even by, well, I won't say that university's names, I'll close university. But let's get back to what I was saying. Dr. King feared for the safety of his people. He knew that you couldn't trust politicians because, like I said before, I'll say it again, most politicians, Republicans or Democrats, are as full of crap as a constipated elephant. They are paid liars. That's all they do. Career politicians are the worst. They have turned America, and Mr. Ron Paul is right, Senator Ron Paul is right, they have turned America into an allegory. You understand what I'm saying. Ruled by the very few elite of the population, the rich, the super rich, and the billionaires. And they've turned one against the other. And actually, the Republicans and the Democrats are bought and paid for by the same people. Do anybody remember what Napoleon Bonaparte said about the central banks and who actually own these countries, who depend on these people for money. You have to understand, all black people life, you've been told to blame the white man. Let's blame the white man. But if you pick up a book and read and put down those guns, and you'll see who the real enemy of not only you, but America really is. Like I said before, Dr. King was not a Democrat, and he was not a Republican. And I'm trying to tie this into, let me tell you something. I've heard quite a few of these so-called pastors and buffoons are starting to endorse Hillary Clinton. Don't you understand the Clintons did more damage to you than Ronald Reagan or any other Republican ever could? Do you know it was Bill Clinton who signed the crime bill into law on the White House lawn? I think it was 1996. Even his own aides were telling him, you're going to almost destroy the black race. Yet he portrays himself, him and his aides, all over black media. He gathers all these so-called black leaders. None of these people ever bother to come by and ask the opinions of the black populace. Why? Because they know this, you'll believe anything. Anybody, other Republicans, yeah, anything. Oh, let's blame the white man. White men aren't going around killing your babies and shooting down old ladies on the porch. We need God now. We need God now. I repeat, we need God now. Black people, wake up. The Clintons did more damage. Let me tell you something. Even the Democrats were saying, and I'm going to expound on that in my next video. This is part 1. What do you think happened in Harlem? Who started the gentrification of Harlem? Even the Democrats, other Democrats were saying, when Bill Clinton announced his office building in Harlem, everybody was not everybody, was holding up signs protesting because they knew what was coming next. The displacement of thousands upon thousands of African Americans. And that's just what happened. He started the gentrification of Harlem with just the words of his mouth. Rent skyrocketed. You wouldn't even know Harlem now. Not that it's, you know what I mean. But that's subject for another video. But you get the point of all this. You're voting for people who are destroying you. Leave Hillary Clinton alone. Who do you think started the welfare reform? Exactly. Bill Clinton. Hillary Clinton was a part of it. She knew all about this. They are not your friends. Do you understand that? Anybody who's promising to give you something, don't you think that sounds a little strange and ridiculous? Come on, black folks, wake up. Do some reading. Research these candidates. Go back in their past and research what they stood for, the bills that they passed. You can't stand up against this kind of poverty. You've been massively. Do you know that black men are only 6% of the American population? That's all there are left of African American men. They're died out, murdered out, killed themselves. Like Doctor said, these are economic doctors. Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson, and many others, white as well as black, said they can't help but be made widespread crime in some African American neighborhoods. Because even the Harvard Institute and a lot of those said that your name has been blasted so much that you have to act white to get a job. Now that's not everywhere, but that's a large part of the black population. They're just not enough jobs for you. And with the influx and your voter and your love of Obama, and he's another one. He did more damage to you. He completely looked. I'm not the president of Black America. Hell, he didn't go to the homosexuals and say that. He didn't go to the illegal immigrants and say that. That's not the Republicans who did that. Those were Democrats. The Democrats started with Clinton and before that have done more damage to you than the Republicans ever had. Learn to read and write. Wake up. Clinton's welfare reform have, and this was said, quoted by the lawmakers in the video of the day, will have a great, and a lot of them are Republican, very big negative, I'm just putting it like that so everyone could understand, will affect negatively black African American women. And that's just what he wanted. They signed, what do they call it? It's the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Act of 1996, signed by Mr. President Bill Clinton. It was not Ronald Reagan. It was not George Bush. Now, you were making more money under Clinton, on the Reagan and Bush than you did under Clinton. The poverty under Clinton was massive, but he stuck in there with the media. Please wake up. Let's pray for our people. Let's pray for our country. And white America, I'm going to tell you, they're locking you up in large amounts too. You're the next target. Why should they pay you a large salary when they can pay other people less than half your salary as well? I feel like this. If you want to come in here and do the work, come in the right way that was prescribed by the law. See, these people with money care less about you, just like they do about us. Don't get duped into thinking that these people love you, because they don't. They're godless and they're greedy. Black America, wake up before it's too late. Repent and ask God to give you direction and enlightenment and a thirst for His word first, then knowledge. And stop blaming the white man for everything as your fault. Oh, it's the white man. Or it's all those Republicans. Everybody is not the same. Do you understand? The economy of America has to crash. There's no money. There's $17 trillion $17 trillion in debt, and the economy has got to fold sooner or later. That's a fact. Lord, we need you right now. Help us, Lord. Pray, folks. God bless.